Good morning and welcome to Peace Out, where we are all learning together to peace out. And I don't know about you, but I've been doing peace out calisthenics lately. I don't think I said that right, but I can spell it because I write it. Anyway, but it's just like there's been one thing after another, it seems like, for the last couple of weeks. And it's just like, just by the time I think, okay, we all right, then there's like something else. It's like, what is going on? So I'm getting lots of practice at trying to roll it over on him and wait for him, right? And so let that peace reign. So practice makes perfect if you practice right. If you don't practice right, it doesn't, right? But if you practice right, then it makes perfect and makes you better, makes you stronger. So that's what I'm telling myself today to encourage myself. Look, last night I went totally nature freak, science geek, all that, all last night. I actually went out and watched most of the lunar eclipse. I was just so amazing. And my phone, I'm sorry, I may have to switch from Apple because those pictures released were not good. Right? Well, it was also pretty light here, so I didn't get a real good shot at the moon anyway, but because of the lights. But I watched the lunar eclipse, and at the same time, here's what's really cool. At the same time, my beautiful little flower that I share so much on here, I did not video it last night because I'm like, oh, everybody's going to get tired of that. I don't get tired of it. But that flower just started opening. I came back from looking at the lunar eclipse when I first went out. I was like, and the flower's blooming too. So I was just totally geeking out. I was thinking about some things. So first off, Psalm 19:1 says this: the heavens speak of God's glory. And I just thought of the lunar eclipse and the stars and how he set them, and the constellations that we have today are the ones we've had forever. They followed a star to find Jesus. Nature just blows my mind. I just let it take me back to how big God is. So the heavens declare the glory of God. The skies display his marvelous craftsmanship. Day after day, they speak, even though they don't use words. Nature is speaking. 1 Corinthians 1 talks a little bit about that too. I think it's 1 Corinthians talks about how, we can just look at nature and we just know that God is a creator. It's so much bigger. Nobody has ever been able to take a cell and make something from that cell. They're trying to convince us that these two cells accidentally bumped into. Where did the two cells come from? But we can look at creation and just see the creativity, the wisdom, the just crazy design capabilities of God. And so I was looking at the lunar eclipse, and then the flower starts opening, and I'm like, I was actually looking at the lunar eclipse just going, man, things are just so much bigger than us, right? We've got the sun out there that we can't even technically measure. We got some good estimates. It's set there and it does not move. Day to day, it's right there. It's steady. We can count on sunrise and sunset. Matter of fact, it says God promised Noah after the flood, as long as the earth remains, the seasons will remain, the sun will remain, the stars will remain. And so we say the sun comes up, but really it's the earth rotating at the perfect angle, on the perfect axis, moving the perfect. That you change a minute measurement, the earth would get kicked off its axis and it would destroy the whole universe. It would be a chain reaction in a bad kind of way. So I was thinking about how big God was and how he created man with his hand, and how little we are in the scheme of things in this whole universe and beyond that he created. And then I look at that beautiful flower that I'm sure I'll put some pictures up on I did take pictures. It's such a shame to see it bloom and somebody not be watching. It's such a display of beauty and of God's glory and his creativity. I'm like, it's a shame to not watch it. I just have to watch it open. I can't not watch it, right? And so I did finally go to bed, but I'm like, what a waste. It opens in the middle of the night while nobody's up, and it's just so stunningly beautiful. It's just like, wow. So I look at the moon, and I'm going, God is so big. He's so much bigger than us. He's got us. He's got me covered. And then I look at the flower and I go, how did the same God who made all of this expanse, all of these planets, this at least one universe that we've been able to explore, maybe beyond, the black holes, the stars, the constellations, the Milky Way, the sun, the moon. He said, I'm setting the moon so it can dictate the seasons. It actually has a role. It reflects the sun. All of the science, he said, all the big stuff. It's like, wow, how did the God that created all that big stuff make this little flower so beautiful, and he was worried about those little intricate details. It's painted. Every flower is painted exactly the same. It comes out pink. The little stuff comes up from the middle, right? And it does, every flower does it exactly the same way. And he was in those details too. This was my reminder, and I'm just kind of sharing it with you, that God's big. He's so big. He's massively big. We can't measure him, right? We can't put him in a box. We can see all of this vast creation. He's so much bigger than what we can even see. He consumes it all, and he is everywhere. That's huge, but at the same time, he didn't forget the little details. He could have made this earth bland, and we would have never known the difference. We wouldn't have known the even the fragrance of a rose, the beauty of a rose, the beauty of the flowers, the grass growing. He didn't have to make all the different colors, right? He could have just made it bland. And like I said, we would have never known the difference if we didn't know, right? But he was so in the details. And here's what I got from it for me personally. God's big enough to take care of it all. He's big enough because he's bigger than my problems, my situations, my circumstances, but he's not too big to be worried about, to be concerned with, because he doesn't worry, okay, but to be concerned with those little bitty details that make our day complete, that make us complete as a person, those little things that bring joy. He's in the big stuff. He's big enough to handle it. But he's also in the small stuff. He didn't say, I don't have time to worry about those little flowers. I don't care if you enjoy the flowers or not. He's like, maybe he watches and says, I'm so glad you're enjoying this flower. Let's make another one, because it's had a whole bunch this year, right? And I've got more plants coming too. But he was in those details, in the intricate colors, the little petals have the same lines that come out. It just looks like somebody just took a paintbrush and just painted it beautifully. So this big God, this massive, huge, enormous, omnipresent, omnipotent, all-knowing, all-everything God is also in the little bitty details. He knows about them, he gets them, and he's in them with us and for us. Whether we got big stuff going on, he's got it. If we got lots of little stuff going on, he's in it. He's got it. He's not too big to be worried about that, making that flower beautiful. That it only blooms in the hot. When it gets hot, it has to get really hot to stay hot, which doesn't make sense. To see such a dainty little flower go, oh, it's really hot, let's just go out here, right? And it always blooms at night. That just blows my mind. Why did he make that plant that way? Well, I got other flowers out there that are beautiful in a totally different way. We'll never be able to match God's creativity. We'll never be able to match his genius ways, but we can enjoy them and know that he is in the details and he's got the big stuff covered too. I love that about God, and I needed that little confirmation last night for myself to just know he's got all these little things covered, but he's got the big stuff covered too. He's in our lives, and he is very much aware of every little detail, and he's going to be there for us in them. He's got us covered, and we can peace out. So peace out. Have a great weekend. I'll see you bright and early Monday morning.